9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up.
The following announcement has been paid for by the NPR.
In a league known for close racing and exciting results, stand one team that is different. One team that has set the bar to average. That team is Mid-Pack Racing. When other teams win on the track, there is one team that wins in the after party. That team is NPR. So tune in Tuesdays, and watch NPR battle for their place on top of the bell curve. NPR, because 10th through 19th has a 1 in it too. NPR.
Man, I swear those guys just can't help themselves. Hi again, everyone, and I am the Crusader Christian Striver live here tonight at Concord, North Carolina to represent here today for the Green Mountain Grill's Fast and Fun Truck Series and their showcase of their All-Stars race. Only the best are invited to compete with a cool $50 on the line in this 70-lap main event. It is time to see who will be the one to claim the big prize and the big funds here tonight. Presented by Green Mountain Grills, we welcome you here now. Hi everyone and welcome back to the show. Charlotte Motor Speedway is our track tonight here at the tri-oval 1.5 mile long design. Track is going to be very complicated when it comes to drivers trying to do a little too rambunctious, a little too crazy out here. It's going to be taking a lot of control and consistency to make sure that they watch themselves and their cornering. But the biggest thing I'm going to tell you here tonight is that with this field of drivers, 27 hard-throwing drivers are going to be sent for a little bit of a loop here with this format. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But first, to the starting lineup tonight, presented by GMG. Robert Lawrence will be the number 1 starter on the pole. His outside will be Nathan Meyer, the number 1. Row 2, triple tray, came to play Whitehead, the 33, with his outside being the attacker of Cone Lives Matter, John Thacker. Row number 3, it's going to be Jason Taylor, 15 is outside. The number 4, the Morota, James Harris. Row 4 sees Kevin Kashur, the 91 is outside. It's the 48, George Young. Row number 5 is going to be Christian Wilcox, the 53 is outside. That's the Zany fan, Craig Janzik, and the number 40. Row number 6, Brock Whitehead, the 82, representing for his crew, and is outside. The 76, Caleb Forsythe, part of the NPR boys. Row 7, Jonathan Diamond, the 39 is outside. The H, Eldon Pearson. Row number 8, it's going to be Jacob Gibbons, and the 20 is outside. Charles Whitehead, the number 51. Row 9, sees the 112, Kevin Ward is outside. That will be the 34 of Sean Bounty, the bounty hunter himself. Row number 10, Garth Snyder, and the 88 is outside. It's the 69, Stephen Pless. Row number 11, the Man Beast, William Jr., and the 29 is outside. The 54, Robert Gillard. Row number 12, it's going to be Randall Fox, and the 24, and then the Wild Child, Eli Child's actually going to be a little race control here tonight, so ignore that in this case. And we're looking through the rest of our field here. Final starters tonight. Ahead of those two, it's Robert Wynn in the 16, then Robert Wynn Jr. in the 89, and then finally the full bore Russ Kilgore in the 2, rounding out your field. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to get down to business here on Pizza Racing TV. Now, here's how we're going to break this one down for you tonight. Here's how the All-Star Race format works. You got 70 laps. Total is 4 segments. You got first 3 segments. There'll be 20 laps each. And then we're going to bring in the Marauder. He's going to have a little thing for you guys to listen in on. After the 3rd segment, there will be a random draw number between 5 and 10 for an inversion. The inversion switches drivers around. They only get 2 faster pairs. And they have a fuel limit of 100% with 2 extra sets of tires. Caution laps are not going to count. And that is going to set everyone in a bit of a motion, a little bit of a head scratcher, trying to find their openings and trying to find their opportunity to strike when they can. This can make for some hard racing, and this can make for some wild, rambunctious battles between these drivers. This field is set in motion. The field is ready to go at it and race it down. From here at Pizza Race TV Studios down in Concord, North Carolina, let's head it down to the trackside and wave the green flag for the Green Mountain Girls Fast and Fun Truck Series All-Stars Race. This is pretty much a shootout from the get-go. They will have drivers really trying to find openings and find opportunities where they can, try to sneak their ways in the corners that they can find. Nobody is going to be playing it easy out here. It's all run and go. Whoa! Speaking of run and go, the Ford James Marauder Harris already taking a little run and go with that Christmas scheme Green Mountain Grill this time. Not that one tonight. Got into it with a little bit of the Zany fan Craig Janzik, and I know those two have a little history already. I don't need to get any more into that, so we'll see what happens later. Up ahead, though, the Mullet Man, Robert Lawrence, battling for position as the Blaster Master tries to take down a Rainbow Warrior and Nathan Meyer. Meyer trying to hang on there on the inside zone, trying to hold off the power of the 5, but the Mullet Man, the OnlyFans man, is taking full advantage of this one. In the back of the pack here, drivers also looking for positions where they can here. Sheldon Pearson in the number 8 certainly is one of them in this case. Trying to gain up there with the 20 of Jacob Gibbons and the 39 beside him of Jonathan the Diamondback Diamond. Although down here in North Carolina, I don't think we have too many rattlesnakes around here, so I think the Diamondback actually is going to be a little bit more of just the diamond tonight. Let me have a little diamond in the rough, you should say? Okay, I'll stop. Kevin Kershaw, the 91 machine, trying to push Champion Power Equipment Chevrolet Silverado into the battle here, as well as he sees the fray going on between the 4 of Jantic and the 15 of Mr. Jason Taylor, with Trey Whitehead up on the outside banking. The 56 of John Thacker, kind of the gatekeeper to making the pass here. And you know, with those NPR boys, they're not going to give you an inch here, to say the least. Holding back the field for so long and so far at this moment. And it looks like the Mullet Man OnlyFans will have the race lead all for the time being here. Every driver looking for opportunities when they can. Obviously 20 laps in the first segment, and then once they get past that, they'll have to then fight it out here in the next couple segments. That's one thing I do like about this, is literally just they're letting them go out there and just fire on all cylinders for as many laps as they want until that happens, unfortunately. Major wreck happening for the 46 to 76, excuse me, of Caleb Forsythe. And it looks like I see probably the 20 of Jacob Gibbons involved in that one. Caution is out. Both drivers coming to a dead standstill here. Big wreck for both drivers. Let's take a look at the replay here and see what happened. Now, this is going to be the big problem here running a track like this. Again, it's not very wide open bankings. You got some tight corners here, and you saw Brock Whitehead open the door for the 20. Gavin saw it. He saw an opening, went for it all. Unfortunately, he gives it, what the heck does that thing say on the front, on that rear end there? It's like shepherd's fist or whatever. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna let you take a look at that. That's what it says, by the way. And that's unfortunately what happened there. That was our 2 onboard cameras we had there with Givens. Just kind of a little too aggressive there and got kind of roughed up a bit. Truck seems like it will still run all right, and he'll keep it out on the track. So we'll see if that plays into its advantage here. Hard to say, though. We'll take it down now and talk with the on-call of our list tonight. Now, I'll leave Thacker alone this time. Usually he comes and annoys us, but I'll leave him alone this time, by. So we'll go ahead and shake and bake Racing League. We're going to talk with the 15, Jason Taylor. Taylor, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing good tonight. How you doing?
Well, doing pretty good. So tonight, obviously running a bit of a different kind of format here, and you guys are used to trying to do the long hauls, but tonight this might play more into your advantage because you seem more like you have a good speed when it comes to short runs. How is this format going to really play for you and your crew today?
Well, I think we're going to do pretty good. Number one, you know what you're dealt going into it, so you can't be hoping for the long run and not get it. But I got a good piece, a little loose on the start of a run, but you kind of want that here. And Charlotte's been a really good track to me, so I'm feeling pretty good. I think I got a good shot tonight. Get the big money.
For sure there, Jason. We'll nevertheless do appreciate your time here, man. We wish you nothing but the best of luck. Let's see what happens for you and Shake and Bake.
I hope to talk to you in a little bit.
Sounds good. Number 15, Jason Taylor having a little call here with us right now. We'll take it down now and talk with some of our guys in the very, very back of the outhouse wise and see how they're doing from Ovalson Performance. The 11-8 stand man himself. It's the 69, Stephen Plus. Stephen, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good tonight, buddy. How are you?
Pretty good. Now, obviously, you're kind of got a little work to do around here. You're pretty much kind of way back into the field, but that's not to say you can't bring that back in with a little bit of a pit stop strategy as well as some hard racing, and you've been known to do that a time or two.
Yeah, I've been chasing the truck. It's pretty loose, so I guess it's time to just get the elbows out and get down on it.
Is the corners making it loose, or is it just really the kind of track itself kind of playing into it?
It could be a little everything. The setup's a little on the loose side. Cold tires play into it. It's just a handful. But that's fun. That puts on a good show.
It does indeed. All right, Plus, we do appreciate your time here today, man. Best of luck and wishes here.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Stevie Plus, ladies and gentlemen, the number 69, looking to try to pull off some moments, pull off some miracles here. We'll see if there are some Christmas miracles we may be presented here on the show. As Caleb Forsythe gets the truck back out on the track here. Field is getting ready to double file back up into position here in a minute. We'll take it now down and talk with the number 1 here, Nathan Meyer. We'll see how he is holding up here. From Oval Sim Performance as well, ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 in the Rainbow Warrior scheme. It is Nathan Meyer on the call. And Nathan, right out of the gate, you had quite a bit of a battle there with Robert Lawrence, but Robert was not able to really take you down right away. Why was that? You seem like you two were battling hard on those corners.
Yeah, you know, it's all-star race. You want to have fun. You know, he's always fast with these kind of tracks before he hits the wall, so that's always entertaining to watch. But yeah, man, I love racing Robbie. It's fun.
I think he might refrain from that, saying about the wall protection there. I think he may have a little something to say later, man.
You can let him know that I said it.
Well, I'm not going to say anything else but that. But so I will ask this real quick, though. You obviously are trying to have a little bit of a rivalry going on here with the manufacturers, with you obviously running the Ford, the Chevy. How much of a difference do you think that Chevy makes over the Fords here on this kind of a track layout?
You know what, man? I'll be honest, I have no idea if it even makes a difference at all. But we're rocking the Silverado today with the Chevy scheme, so it's +2 speed. You know how it works.
Yep, it doesn't work, although this is not Scott Pilgrim versus the world, so. All right, well, Myra, appreciate your time here, man. Best of luck. Let's see what happens out here.
All right, man. Thank you.
Nathan Meyer, ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 driver, going to look to try and make a statement here, make a showing for himself as our field gets ready to fire him back off into position. Race fans, for those that are tuning in right now, currently we are in the All-Stars race for the Green Mountain Girls Fast and Fun Truck Series tonight, under the night skylights of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Remember tonight as well, a cool $50 is on the line for our race winner tonight. So, what does that mean? Well, it means exactly what it sounds like. They're going for it all, and they're going to be going for a cool amount of cold hard cash. The only difference is this isn't a long run setup style. This is a segment race, very similar to stage racing, although this time it's well, let's just say a little different. They basically are going to go 20 laps on each segment for 4. They get 4 segments, so 3 of them will be 20, and then the final one will be 10. And on that final 10, the 5 through 10 will be inverted via random draw. So what does that mean? Well, depending if you're in 5th, you may end up going to 10th. You're in 10th, you may go to 5th. You're like 6th, you may end up going to 9th. so on and so forth. Just depends on the circumstance and luck you're given by the draw of the hand. So how do you avoid it? Just stay up front and get up to the race lead. Here we go to the main flag. We're back underway. This really is something I really like too. This kind of forces drivers' hands and really makes them have to get through the field as hard as they can, quickly as they can, without trying to also wreck each other out, because remember, they only get 2 fast repairs. So this really is kind of a testament of control and strength for these drivers. Now you may be well aware as well, last season when we were here, Kevin Kersher was the winner there at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, actually knocking down the Zanny fan Craig Janzik at his own pace and his own game. He told me earlier today, he said if he was going to do it again, he's going to have to do a lot more than just race hard. He's going to have to try to find all the momentum and a lot more grip than everybody else. Certainly seems to be doing just that and then some right now, but out of the gate, the 5, the Mullen man, Robert Lawrence, still hangs on to the race lead, trying to shake the gremlins off he's had all season long, while a couple of guys behind him, including the attacker Cone Lines Mayor John Thacker, look to try to build speed back up and put a fight into this zone. Craig Zanny Fan Janzik was the champion Power Equipment Cup Series All-Stars race winner back on the Bristol dirt track this past couple of weeks ago. He told me earlier today that he is looking to try and garner more of it and get another victory here. He said the good news is tonight, I'm not running on dirt, I'm running on asphalt, which is my playground. And I gotta admit, it certainly is his playground. He's doing a great job right now hammering through the field as usual, but he's still dealing with a lot of issues and areas to pass around. This track is not a track that allows for very much side-by-side racing. It really allows for more kind of overall control and consistency racing. It's a different kind of playing field, to say the least. The Man Beast, William Mann Jr. now putting the man's maintenance 29 up ahead, putting in the fight with the 112 there of that Grinch, Kevin Ward. No, I'm not trying to be a stooge at him and say he is trying to be ahead against Christmas. He actually has the Grinch on that scheme there. On board here with the Man Beast right now as he continues to charge ahead and fire it on all cylinders. Trying to hang in there. He's not going to give up, obviously. He's going to give it everything he can to try to get up through the field as drivers now continue to kind of push and shove for everything they got here. Here comes Charles Whitehead in the 51 Coors Light Machine. Hanging in there as well. These guys are giving themselves some room and some pacing to deal with. So far, it's been pretty clear cut and pretty good racing. But for the race lead wise, it's only really been 2 guys battling it out. And they're battling so hard, you would have thought this was Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen battling out again there for the Formula 1 Championship. Nathan Meyer and Robert Lawrence once more renew their little fight zone, and I think Robert will probably want to say back at Nathan Meyer in victory lane, hey, if I hit the wall, then how come I'm the one in victory lane? You're not. If he can pull this one off. You heard that little comment earlier there from Meyer. He said as long as he doesn't hit the wall, he's always pretty fast. So I don't know. That's pretty much fighting words if you're a driver, and I know that all too well. Tony Westcott coming on board here tonight, saying good luck number 29. He's got the eye on the Man Beast tonight. Final laps coming up here for our first segment. Segment number 1 about to come to a swift end as Brock Whitehead in the 82 tries to hammer down and make a move off on the pass on the outside of George Young. George blocks him off though. George doing a great job keeping his distance and keeping control of the truck here today. I talked to him earlier today about the scheme, and he said, I was just feeling kind of festive today. I didn't really want to do anything too special, but I wanted to do something kind of cool and kind of nice. So we came up with this festive Christmas scheme. It's, honestly, I gotta admit, it's a pretty nice looking ride. The only thing I really would have thought to change probably would have been maybe that number. Oh, I think I probably would have gone with something more like red or something, kind of match the tires up. I don't know if I would have gone with the green. I think it's just to symbolize his passion with the NPR, though. I think it's the only thing that's keeping him there. That's the only thing I can think of, anyway. Brock Whitehead right now in that tracks the Summit Machine 82 Chevrolet Silverado, trying to keep a distance up here on George Andrans. Craig Zanfan Janzik as Janzik, despite his little push he had earlier on, seems to be slowing back down just a bit. Maybe looking for a runoff later. Kevin Kershaw, the 91, currently right up in the pace, into the zone, looking to fight it off here with the 15 of Jason Taylor. Taylor going down low, defends the line. The Remington 50 trying to hold off the champion Power Cup in 91. But here comes that 91 machine slamming down the inside zone. Hard charge coming up, and he's looking to put the attack on the attacker of Cone Lasmata, John Thacker. And the yellow flag is out, though. We're going to have a caution problems down there for Kevin Ward and Russ Kilgore. Both drivers crashing down onto the front straightaway here, and that will bring out our caution. And we did not get to the 20th lap, so the segment is not over yet. Let's take a look at the PT minutes replay and see how this one transpired. Looks to me like Kevin Ward kind of came to a bit of a dead halt. Stephen Bless tried to make a pass in there, and you saw the big wreck ensuing in front. Actually, multiple drivers involved in this one. I think Caleb Forsythe got tagged in there. Let's take a look here and see what happened here. Taking a look at here. Oh! Forsythe does give a little bit of a bump there to the 51, and then everyone else kind of got all tipsy-turvy and all out over the place. And, okay, Charles, you're not helping me any with that Paul Tracy joke, man, I swear. He's just, Charles unfortunately gets into the 76 there, and I'm not sure if he was trying to spin him out all Dale Earnhardt Sr. here a long time ago, but that's what kind of started that whole mess to begin with. One last look at it. Bounty tried to make a move off. Charles came right into the corner on the inside. And Forsythe kind of lowered down. Now, Pless went through the 112, and Bounty, really the only driver that kind of came out of this one clean as a whistle, despite the fact that he kind of was also right up there with the drivers when they were coming to a dead halt here. Bit of a weird scenario popping up there for our drivers as we now will set them back down and get them figured out once again. Let's take it down now and talk with some of our drivers. Let's head it up with Southern Speed Motorsports is Brock Whitehead. Brockhead now joins us in here. Brock, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Alright, so, Brock, obviously still searching for your second career victory. You only got one win back, of course, at Texas Motor Speedway. And, you know, if a track like that, coming to a track like this, I gotta think this is probably kind of in your playground because Texas is really based off of the same track in Charlotte.
Yeah, I feel pretty fast. I'm not pressing the truck too hard. It seems like they're pushing it, so I might pick it up just a little, but really just trying to save tires just like I did at Texas. But I'm just gonna have to work on getting a little more speed in. I think I have some left side damage from me and George made some contact, so I don't think that's helping too much.
Couldn't tell you there because Lively, I cannot say anymore whether or not you got damaged, at least until they tell me otherwise. But I'd say, judging by the truck, I don't see anything too special on it, so.
Yeah.
So, but nevertheless here, Brock, obviously a lot of work to be had and a lot of work to do here. Is anybody you want to thank you for getting you to this race here tonight?
I just want to thank Green Mountain Girls for sponsoring the league, you broadcasting the league, and everybody else that just runs the league. It's a good league. I like racing it, and this should be a good show.
For sure there. All right, Brock, best of luck, man. We'll see what happens here for you and your crew.
Thank you.
Brock Whitehead having a little chat here with us here on the show as our field gets ready to stretch back into position. Everybody currently trying to get double filed up in position. Restart zone is coming up. And ain't this some here. If this is going to be a little bit interesting to say the least. They only get about two. They're going to get a green-white checkered here before the segment ends. They'll go 18th, 19th, and 20th. So technically 3 laps. Sorry, not green-white checker. Sorry, my bad, folks. So they'll have 3 laps to figure this out. That can make or break it for some of these drivers. And that 5 of Robert Lawrence, I can guarantee you, he's gonna be very, very cautious on this restart. Thacker's fast, man. You can't count him out. He's got 2 wins in the Cup Series. Still searching for a win in the trucks, but with 2 wins in Cup, that's pretty impressive. Considering that he is an animal when it comes to running hard on these 1.5 mile long tracks. We'll see if he can file it in here tonight. Off of corner number 4 here, they will bring him to the Green Mountain Grills restart zone. And firing back down for the restart here off the green flag. And Thacker, great restart there for the 56. Had a great charge off. He lined it up perfectly, executed there around with the 5 of Lawrence there. Lawrence now has to hopefully hope for the best here coming off of turn number 2. Thacker with a little bit less speed and dynamic of the truck here. Lawrence though, oh, he blocked, he defends, and here comes the 15, and Jason Taylor now marching his way into the field. All drivers going up a little higher in the wall protection. Kevin Gershur slack dab in the middle of it. Trying to back off, gets off that edge, but it definitely found a lot of time there. Lawrence managing to get away from the field here. I guess it's not Lawrence that goes in the wall. I guess in this case it was Thacker and Gershur that went in there. So, Meyer, you might need to reset. You might need to rethink your strategy there, buddy. Busting them down the back straight away here. Jason Taylor and Thacker moving up quickly, trying to get that 5. A little bobble there by Thacker, raising them up to the outside just a little bit. Gonna need a little bit more grip here. Brock Whitehead now moving things into the field up to brother Triple Trey as Christian Wilcox now intervenes. Wilcox driving a Champion Power Corvette Merry Christmas scheme up here tonight. Bringing a lot of speed as well through the corners and a lot of momentum down through the track zone. Sheldon Pearson trying to hang in there as well with this crew as he is still looking for his first win ever on Pete's Racing TV. Yellow flag is out now. Segment finally coming to a merciful end here, and Lawrence with the stage win. And with that win there, that will help kind of garner him more speed and control. But there is still a lot of racing to be had here today. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, there is more action to come. There is more battles to be known. Which one of these drivers will win it out? Find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. When you need the best wood-fired pellet grills in the market, there is only one branded name that we trust in, and that is with the Green Mountain Grills crew. Be sure to check them out on their social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for your local media outlets, as well as what they present for their stuff going down on sale and also pricing-wise for the grills. And also check out their website, greenmountaingrills.com, so you know where to get it and what the best kind of grill is for your next outing. Drivers heading into pit road. Some will opt to stay out. Russ the Fullboard Kilgore will be one of them. Let's take a listen in here with him in the number 2. Get a little feeling of thoughts on his end here as he comes down talking with us here. Russ, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good to say the least. Now, obviously, had a bit of a bad break earlier on. You got yourself kind of caught up in a bit of a wreck there. What happened earlier?
Yeah, first 2, just kind of wrong place, wrong time. 2 trucks down. I'm on my last one, so I'm going to kind of pit here, drop to the back, and just ride it out till 10 to go, and then give her hell.
I was about to say, with that 10 to go, I mean, how many do you think these drivers are probably just going to be pushing everything they got, and maybe a little bit more than they should with these trucks?
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be ugly, that last 10 to go, so might just kind of hang back. We're just kind of play it by ear, just kind of have a little fun, but like I said, I got no trucks left, so I got to kind of play her safe from here on out.
Well, best of luck with this last one, and we'll see what happens for you in the number 2.
All right, thanks, appreciate it.
Russ the Fullboard Kilgore, ladies and gentlemen, having a little listen in inside zone. Let's take a listen now down, talk with everyone's favorite Zany fam, the Janzik Zam himself, number 40, Craig Janzik. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing really good, man. What's going on with you? You sound different. You get a new headset, new mic. What's going on?
No, honestly, nothing on my end that I'm aware of.
Oh, yeah, you sound, I don't know, clear, but like a little further away. It's different, but hey, you know, the show must go on.
Oh, I did not think I sounded any different. I'll have to listen to the broadcast here in a little bit and see what's going on there. But no, nevertheless, here, Zany fam, obviously earlier on, you had quite a bit of a battle going for you and the crew when you had to try to make some big moves and some big runoff, but you kind of had a little bit of a tire fall off there. Was that you, or do you feel like you're just overdriving a little bit?
No, I actually had 3 different run-ins with 3 different drivers here already. Everyone's driving, pushing really hard, and that's fine. It's an all-star event, you know, you got to expect that. But I was just a loser on each 3 of those. So we just fell back. You know, tire strategy is everything here with only having 2 sets, but having 3 different stage breaks. So you got to pick and choose your tire sets real good. So my team is going until we're skipping the next segment, and we're gonna pit with 10 to go and get freshies and drive the balls off of the truck
All
at
right.
that point.
All right. Well, sounds like you got a plan for you and your team and your crew. So best of luck tonight here for your little Christmas scheme trucked up, and we'll see what happens for you and the crew.
Yeah, man, love the Elite Performance Industries National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation truck. It looks pretty good. It's nice and festive. It's all we can ask for.
Absolutely. Best of luck, man.
Thanks, brother.
This is Andy Fan Craig, Janitor here. Trying to see what he can bring to the table here, what he'll bring down onto the track zone. We'll take a listen in now here as well from Freedom Mullet Racing here. Let's have a listen in with the Bounty Hunter, Sean Bounty. Bounty, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, hey man, right now, currently piloting down on the track here and trying to build some speed up here for the Bounty Hunter camp. What's been going down here for the crew?
Made an aggressive move on the first lap, and truck was a little loose. First couple laps on new tires is super loose. And just got pinched, no fault of anybody's, and went all the way to the back. And that was just kind of a casual, run yourself back up and stay in contention, stay out of the big wrecks. We had a couple of them right near me and a couple close scares, but yeah, we're just hanging on there. There's some fuel strategies going on and 2 sets of tires, and we're just kind of playing it by ear. We definitely want to save one for the last 10-lap run.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, you're obviously got a little bit of work to do and quite a bit of momentum to come your way. So, Bounty, best of luck. We'll let you get to the restart and get settled in there.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Freedom Mullet Racing here, the Bounty Hunter, Sean Bounty in the 34. And also, let me know in the chat, do I sound different or do I sound farther off? I haven't even listened back yet, so I need you guys to let me know if I sound a little different here. Well, the way I'm listening, it doesn't sound too different. Maybe a little more clear, but that's just how I'm hearing it. Well, I guess as long as everyone can hear me, I can still hear myself on the broadcast. I think we're all right. So, anyway, race fans, we're back underway. We're back up on the track zone. Here we go. Fielding him down the back straightaway here. Driver's now leading him off to the charge. Here comes the Marauder. James Harris now trying to get a little bit of redemption back, but he's going to have a little bit of problems here. Got problems with Stephen Bless trying to hang on. Man, I don't know how on earth that 69 stayed on the track, much less not spun out, but oh my. He was set sailing for the high seas, and instead he found himself in the lowest ends of the depths of hell and almost went straight to the shadow realm. But he managed to get it to sail back up and control off the corners. But unfortunately for him, he also slowed down on one of a Marauder, James Harris, and now James ended up getting in there with Sean Bounty. You heard Bounty talk earlier on about getting into that little hit off spot, trying to avoid the wreckage and the carnage. And it looks like either I gave him the broadcaster curse or he got bit by that one because he could not get the truck to stay out of problematic zones and out of the territory way. On board here with the man-based Layman Jr. as he continues to fight his way down on the back straightaway. Triple Trey came to play Whitehead and Brock Whitehead, the brothers of the Fast and Fun crew right now, trying to simply just make everything work and make everything stick down here. He's got that 34 Sean Bounty and the 4 of the Marauder James Harris all in their line and play. Brock with a little bit more of an advantage here because he can run the outside line if he so wishes to. But he's not going to have a lot of openings there to get around a 3 wide, so now with Bounty there, that gap closed off. Didn't have enough time to get through in the corner and didn't have enough time to keep it going, unfortunately. Facing their way down to the track zone now. Caleb Forsythe, the number 76, 76, excuse me, trying to also get back into the fight after his little problems he struggled with earlier on. Got caught up in a bit of a bad wreck, might have been a bad spot. Ever since, has been trying to basically muscle the truck around, try to get everything to work his way and hope for the absolute best here. But again, it's just so difficult to do that when you're in that kind of circumstance and in that kind of run. We'll see, though, as time progresses through for him and his crew. Coming up on only 14 laps remaining here left in this stage, the segment, if you will, and that is pretty much what's going to really bring everyone back into playing field and back into the territory. You can see the aerodynamics of the 4 is starting to fade badly. That hit in the back really hurt his wing, hurt the spoiler end. And again, it may not seem like much, and a lot of fans at home are thinking, wait a minute, what happens when they get damaged up? I mean, don't they still run the same? Well, think like this. That rear spoiler for a truck is kind of their saving grace to get the truck's airflow to kind of work around the truck and around the back end to help continuously control speed and aerodynamics. Without that spoiler, and it kind of bends out of shape like that, it can actually hurt your runoff more than you realize, and then it really falls back on using more of the tires and speed there. And speaking of using tires and speed here, I don't know where the heck our Snyder found his speed and runoff tonight, but Ranger Dillman, that 88 right now is your race leader. And this is the first time, really since the IROC series, when we ran back in Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I've seen Snyder with this kind of momentum and this kind of control. This is impressive so far. Very outstanding work, and he's currently holding back Nathan Meyer, all for the most part anyway. We'll see if that continues to last. If I had a guess, though, I'd say Meyer's probably saving up for a couple 10 more laps shootout here, and then going to make a runoff on him. Jason Taylor in the Remington 15, and then the 53 of Christian Wilcox now also kind of intervening a little bit as the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. and Brock Whitehead continue to move their chains up. There's a lot of teams really putting some strategies in, really putting some teams to good use and putting some work into these trucks here tonight. They obviously wanted to make sure that they have nothing but the best of equipment and the best of stuff working their way, because there's so many variables, so many factors that can either make or break you as a driver, and it's very much so the everlasting presence of issues and running here tonight. About halfway done in this one so far, as the Mullet Man, Robert Lawrence, goes up on the outside line trying to hold back the power of the triple tray camp. The Mullet Man was really the guy to beat off the start, but since then he's been kind of laying back into this. I'm interested to know if maybe he is saving his tires up for a little later, and maybe setting for that last 10 lap ordeal. You heard Meyer and Jandik say earlier they are going to be doing that as a team to work together and really build up that kind of chances here. The Man Beast certainly is using everything he can to his advantage with the tires as well. Remember, he is extremely good at saving fuel and saving tires on tracks like these 1.5 miles, as well as those big tracks like the 2-mile lengths ones. Is that going to be the same case here today? That remains to be the question. I'll question this though. Where the heck is Gar Snyder finding the speed and run? Look at this. This is absolutely crazy. Usually we don't say that kind of stuff here about a driver, because usually the underdog status of Snyder has been mainly regarded in the Cups and the Truck Series. Tonight, though, this is a whole different Snyder, man. I don't know. Maybe Zack Snyder all of a sudden took over that truck like he should have done for the Justice League originally before Warner Bros. Intervened, or what happened, but this is a whole new Snyder here, pulling off a tremendous run here so far as they're leaning into about the second stage. The second segment is coming up with only about 7 laps now remaining. Incredible. Jason Taylor right now putting right behind the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. as the Man Beast right now tries to hold on to the bottom lane. You can see this really kind of where most drivers are going to be trying to aim it around the track. It's really going up top through turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And they'll head straight down to the bottom to then kind of diamond off the edges. Let the truck kind of naturally roll over up to but the problem is you see how much turning already that Taylor's doing. That's how bad those tires are taking a beating, how much they're really having to work off these spots. So it really gets to be a bit of a handful. It gets to be a bit of a real hassle when it comes to handling that kind of chance, that kind of momentum. So how do you get around it? How does one driver get to be more under control, a little bit more consistent in that scenario? Well, there's really only one way to do that, and that is simply to just not over throttle it, not overshoot the corners. Let the truck kind of come into play and come into its own without really necessarily worrying about what happens later with it. Now it sounds kind of crazy, but again, it does work out quite well for drivers like the Man Beast, or drivers even like Christian Wilcox or Jonathan Diamond, who are been more known to save tires and fuel rather than trying to abuse them. Like the Janziks, the Harrises, the Boundies, and even I would say as much as the Pearsons and the Childs of our racing sport. Speaking of the Harrises and them, it looks like, unfortunately, that rear end damage is doing a lot more than I thought it would to Harris, unfortunately. That was a huge bump he took, and I gotta believe that front end is probably damaged up a little bit, too, to where it's not helping him out any. He took a good hit earlier on, and that's really what's been kind of hurting his chance of turning his run here so far. As now Snyder's little Cinderella story might be coming to an end here, because here comes those Oval Sim Performance boys. Snyder knows what's behind him, and it's a number 1 and it's a number 40. And I'm not talking a WD-40, I'm talking about a Zanny-Fan 40. Here comes Meyer and Janzik pushing right up there to Snyder. Snyder has to go up just a little bit to block the runoff into the middle. He's going to block that bottom lane, trying to block the draft. He doesn't want Meyer and Janzik to pass him. He knows it's coming, though. Snyder is going to be doing everything he can to defend the line. But is this really a good idea to do with this many laps left? 2 to go before we hit segment 2's end. Snyder is holding on. He'll only have to get just around one more time by, and this will pretty much cover it. Janzik right in the fight, right in the mix of things. Meyer as well, but Snyder, give credit where credit's due. This man is certainly proving to be a bit of a hassle to get around on this track. And he's also proven he's got the speed to match it. Off of corner number 4, and segment 2 is going to belong to Garth Snyder. Well, okay, hold on a minute. I thought we were supposed to end the segment there. Okay, well, that made me look pretty bad now, didn't it? Okay, well, producers, can we somehow edit that out in the live feed and refrain that back? Nope, we're live? Oh, man, hot crud. This could get interesting. Watch out here, coming down side by side out of turn number 4. There's the yellow flag there. That, well, Snyder, that's for sure this time will take it. Triple Trey Whitehead just really snuck his way and kind of made a little bit of a pucker there for every driver that was not named Snyder. Alright, there is segment 2. Now complete, race fans. For sure this time, for real. How about that, too? A great runoff for the crew there. Every driver really putting some serious speed and momentum under the hood, under the controls list here. It's time to take it down now, talk with some of our other drivers here and have a listen in. And see what everybody is up to at this moment. We're going to talk first off with the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. He now joins me here from Southern Speed Motorsports. And Man Beast, pleasure to have you as always, bud.
How's it going, man?
Going pretty good. So far, honestly, it seems like you and your Southern Speed boys have been pretty much kind of locked and loaded when it comes to hanging around with the crew, but tonight, really, it's not a long run deal. This is more of that short run burst. You've been having to push around here a little bit here and there.
Yeah, we gotta fix up tonight. We can't really tinker the way we like to and make that sucker slip and slide when we need to. But a lot of us have run a lot of Charlotte races. This is one of the first racetracks I've ever been to on asphalt, especially NASCAR. So it holds a special place in my heart. So always enjoy racing at Charlotte. And fixed or open, we're gonna send that sucker pedal to the metal and see what we can do, especially on the All-Star race.
Well, I'll ask this real quick. Because this is a fixed race, do you think maybe that this actually makes it a bit of more of an advantage for the team and yourself because everyone's having to be on the same equal footing, or do you think it makes it a little more difficult to kind of win off of?
It makes it harder to do strategy. With a fixed setup, you kind of got to play by the rules a little bit more. with the open setup, you can kind of make the car ride how you like to, and while saving a little bit of fuel on longer runs. So for me, I feel like it's a little disadvantage. But you know what? I'll try to take it and turn around to advantage. I'm already up 11 spots, and we're gonna use the bumper knife if we got to. It's all about the money. No hard feelings, and if they get hard feelings, they'll be all right later.
Well, Papa B says rock on, kids. So as you're up 13 spots, we'll see if you can continue to make it up just a few more and take the win here tonight. Best of luck, bud.
Sounds good. 13 sounds way better than 11.
Just a little bit. That's our timing feed right now. So.
All right, man. Just take it easy.
All right. See you later. The man beast, ladies and gentlemen. William Mann Jr. on the line. We'll take it down now and talk also with some of our other guys here. See how Caleb Forsythe here is after his little circumstances. Talk with that cleaned up number 76 NPR machine. Here he is now, ladies and gentlemen. And Caleb, I know earlier on you got yourself into kind of a mess earlier, but now seemingly got with a fresh set of coat of paint, a fresh truck out here. How long do you think it'll be before we can see it really find back up to the top?
I don't know here, man. It's everybody's on such different tire strategies. It's just pretty fun for an all-star setup. A lot of strategy to it. So you got some old tires up front, some really fast new tires in the back. Could create some chaos, which is always fun to watch.
Certainly indeed. Well, I gotta ask you though. I mean, we talked earlier about the man beast about this, but you guys are running on a fixed setup compared to the open setups. How much of a difference for you would you say that it makes for kind of running fixed versus you were running open for you and your crew?
I mean, with open setups, man, some guys will just take off and be gone. With the fixed setups, pretty much if you see someone just take off and leave, chill back, wait about 5-10 laps, and you'll catch right back up to them and wave as you go by them. So it really does even the playing field in some ways. You really have to take care of them for even on a 20-lap run.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Caleb, we do appreciate your time here, man. Best of luck, and we'll see if you can stay out of trouble here now with this truck all cleaned up and nice and shiny.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, number 76, Caleb Forsythe. As we're going to see the drivers bring it right back down on the track zone here. Segment 2 has come to an end. It's time to hit up segment 3, and then we will have a listen in with the Marauder, James Harris, in that one, as we're about to commence the final legs of our race. The surprise tonight so far, the 88 Garth Snyder, last segment, just completely tore down the house. Surprised some drivers, including Meyer and Janzik. Could tonight be Snyder's night? He's not won a second. He's only got 2 race wins to his credit and to his name. Can he pull off a third one? He's got one from the IROC series. He's got one in the truck series. He's looking for title number 3 here tonight. It may be an all-stars race, but hey, that's $50 he's going for, and that's still a win in my opinion, one way or another. Somebody is going to be pushing themselves to the floorboard. Somebody is going to be pushing themselves straight down to the limit. The pedal is about to be put into the metal. Let's bring him off of corner number 4 and settle him in. Fans on the feet, ready to see another race start zone. To the green flag we go. This field of over 24 drivers coming back out on the track here. Some with a fresher set of tires, some with just a little splash of gas in between. As they march them down the field here, look out for the full board. Russ Kilgore, he is now making his way to the field. Up 16, he's tied with the hard charger of the night. The hard charger here with Garth Snyder in the C88. As Snyder will lose a lot of ground and time here. Meyer and Janzik maybe keeping a close eye on what Snyder was doing earlier, making a hard charge off on him. They may be aware that if they're going to win this one out, they're going to have to get ahead quick, and they're going to have to get up fast and furious here. That's exactly what they're doing here on this restart zone and on this battle zone. Here they go. John the Diamond making his way down the inside here, looking for a run up on the Man Beast. The Man Beast currently up 14 spots. Man Jr. trying to hold on for everything he can to give himself and his Southern Speed Motorsports crew some lift off and some work here. Brock Whitehead now moving up into the top 5 bracket, so he's just above the cut line for this one. Remember, first 5 through 10 gets inverted in this stage. This segment is going to really make things a lot more difficult and a lot trickier to want to run harder on. A random draw can really make or break a driver's day, and Stephen Fless falling behind the leg here and falling behind speeds. He keeps having so much trouble with that truck damaged up as bad as it is. Might be trying to save himself and trying to save anything he can left of that piece of equipment. But as we've known before here, even if you're trying to save or you're trying to keep all your tools in the right order, you're trying to keep your brain the right way, that doesn't mean the other drivers will. And speaking of having troubles here, it looks like Garth Snyder is having all sorts of fits here right now, trying to stay out of trouble. You can see him kind of dogpiling down the 3 wide slow, and Christian Wilcox gets tagged in by the 8 of Sheldon Pearson. Huge wreck there on the front straightaway. Wilcox coming to a dead halt there, got tagged in by Pearson in the 3 wide pandemonium shot there, and unfortunately there was not a lot of room to get out of it. We'll take a look at the instant replay here and see what happened. Unfortunately, it looked like just coming off that corner, there was not a lot of breathing room, and there was not a lot of room to get out of there. Remember what I said earlier, you just cannot go double filing too often here, and goes for the same for a triple file. That right there is what got everyone all out of place and out of control. Wilcox got sent to the shadow realm and almost got even further than that. I think he about went to the depths below. Truck went for a wild ride there. We'll take a look at the onboard camera here of his and see just an idea of what he saw. This is a driver of something you really hate seeing, is you seeing someone like that just get all out of control and out of whack. You're trying to hold your line, not realizing where you're at, and then unfortunately everything else just kind of collides in like this. What a tough break for the number 53. Unfortunately, it's going to slow him back down, kind of bring him back to reality. Field's going to have to stretch it back in and just work it off another run. Yeah, Snyder unfortunately did get out of that mess, thankfully, but he is certainly not too thrilled with himself for having to kind of start that whole mess up to begin with. In his mind, as the whole field really was just trying to stay out of trouble, if you will, and keep themselves in one piece. Not sure how everybody fared in that, but let's take a listen in here with Shake and Bake Racing, as now Triple Trey, he comes to play Whitehead today here at Concord. Trey, right now you have certainly come to fight it out with the best of intentions, but on that last couple laps of that second segment, it looked like you were really putting a number on the top guys up there. Were you just trying to get into their heads a little bit, or what was up there?
Yeah, so I noticed they were going pretty slow, and I started when I started focusing in, I was about 2.5 seconds back, and then I was just faster by a tenth, and I was like, okay, I'm going to catch them. And once I caught their draft, I started running the high side, and so I just, kind of sending it, but, not trying to, because obviously I didn't pit for tires on the last one. We got one more set, so we'll try to use it at the end of this stage. But yeah, I mean, once I got their draft, I was hungry. I was trying to get up to the lead, and just came up a little short, but got good track position, so we'll see how that plays out.
Do you think of the way the speeds are on this track and how loose it can get here, that those tires on that 10 laps to go is going to really make everyone kind of rethink their strategy, or you think they're just going to go for it anyway?
So with the inversion, anywhere through the top 10, I'm not sure what the number is going to be. We won't know until after this stage, obviously. Hopefully, if I can get good track position, I think there's going to be a couple of cautions in that final stage. So if we can try to stay in front of all that, stay in front of as many trucks as we can, I think we'll be all right. But yeah, definitely the cold tires are going to make us really loose. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right, we appreciate your time here, Trey. We'll see what happens with you and your crew.
Yep, appreciate it.
Triple Trey, he came to play Whitehead, looking to fight it out here with all the drivers as we're about to ready to field him back into position for another roundabout of racing. Nathan Meyer will be a restart leader here at the Zanny Fan Creek Jantic right beside him. Meyer still searching for his first career season championship, but before he can even do that or even think about that, he's got to get through this all-star race here tonight. We'll resume playoff racing next week, and also I did notice something on our Twitter handle earlier that I had to get on the management about. And yes, and even it was on Facebook earlier too, if you noticed, we did have to edit some things in there because it accidentally said it was Bristol racetrack we were racing at tonight. No, that's not the case, folks. That is coming up here next week, or tomorrow night, I should say. They will be at Cup Series will be at Bristol, so our apologies there in advance. We did not realize that was all a mistake until we finally figured it out, so. Thankfully, though, everyone is pretty much back in place and back in charge. And we are ready to field it back down for another race start zone. Meyer going to get upset off the pace and off the zone. The green flag area, he goes, and it's back to the action. 25 laps left to go here. And 15 really of it is going to be is going to be where everyone's paying very, very close attention. Remember, the last 10 laps, it's do or die time for these drivers. They know with 10 to go, they'll get tires. They will get a fresh set of chance. Really, to make a statement here and make something worthy of this race. Pounding the throttle in here, a little bit of bumping and tagging, a little bit of hard racing in mixed in. That's always something you like to see. A little problem down there for Robert Gillard. He is stopped on the front straightaway though. No caution given yet. Gillard is back on the track. He's going to get refired, but he's going to be a little bit of lap traffic away here if he's not careful. These guys are coming up fast and they're coming up quickly. And speaking of coming up quickly, here comes that 56, the attacker of Cone Lines manager, John Thacker. He wants a piece of the pie tonight. He wants that money. He wants the money. He wants to put a Keystone Light machine up ahead of all of them. If he's going to do it, though, he's going to have to continue to make way and make change. Every driver for themselves so far. Nobody giving an inch, and everyone doing what they can to just make it work. Clear cut moves coming up though. There's a 56 and the 5 are now even charging back in. This Robert Lawrence is in that top 5 bubble. 5 through 10. Remember, they get a random draw for their inversion. So if you're 4th through 1, so if you're 1st through 4th, then I think that's pretty much all you want to know. That could be the difference between success or failure here. Look at the 56 working with the 5 here, trying to push them up a little. Trying to get a hand, trying to get something to work off of. And speaking of working off Wilcox, despite that huge hit he suffered earlier, he is literally back in this fight, and so is the Marauder, James Harris. Each driver now looking for all their momentum, all their chances they can get. Robert Gillard, 3 wides to the front straightaway. This time, everybody stays clear of the problem and make sure they stay in a crisp run. Or do they? Harris gets a piece of the Wilcox as well as Janzik. Unfortunately, they wreck him down off of turn 2. Oh my goodness. And Janzik got sent flying, and Wilcox once again suffers another hard wreck here, this time in the corners of the turn. But what the heck happened there, to say the least? This was a wild little hit here. Let's take a look at this one. See if we can look at it here. And, whoa. Alright, well, we know Wilcox got tagged by Harris, but what glitch graphic gremlin decided to show up on Janzik's end there? That's been a while since I've seen a truck like that go turning that way. That was a weird little hit. You can see point blank there was no contact made between them. One more look at it. Watch the 40. This is Janzik right here. There was absolutely no contact made, so unless Janzik... The only thing I can think of is Janzik ended up blowing a tire there in that corner and ended up sending him really farther down the shadow realm than I think he was expected to be. Thankfully, he is okay. No fans were hurt down in the crowd there as well, so that's good news. And unfortunately, though, for Janzik, his night may be very much in trouble of being over, which is a big shocker, to say the least, because you wouldn't think of a driver like him would be put in that predicament, in that spot, but it does happen from time to time. second down now. Talk with Shake and Bake Racing League, and we're going to talk here with Jonathan, the Diamondback Diamond. Here he is now, ladies and gentlemen, and Diamond. It's good to see you kind of back in this hunt, back into this fight, obviously, because right now you have pretty much been one of the guys that considerably could be considered an underdog here with this kind of talent and position on the track tonight.
Sorry, I can not really hear you. You sound like you're pretty far back from your mic. Maybe it's just me.
I swear, guys, I got this mic literally right up to my mouth, and everything sounds fine on my broadcast end. I think it might be the Discord channel here.
Well, if you're asking about how my race is going, it's going better than expected, especially since I missed that wreck. But other than that, let's hope for the next 10 laps to go green.
For sure there. So, right now, I'm going to ask this one little thing if you can hear me.
I can hear you when nobody's talking in the race. So.
Oh, well, there's your problem right there. Everyone's talking in the race, so you can't hear me because of it. Oh, well. All right, well, Diamond, we'll let you go, man. We'll let you get back to the business at hand. Thanks, still, for your time, brother.
Thank you.
Again, folks, earlier, that's just unfortunately we can't really talk very much tonight. I don't know what's going on. On my end, the broadcast end, I sound fine. Let me know in the chat as well. Do I sound okay? Everything sound alright on your guys' end? Can you hear me okay? Do I sound farther out? Do I sound clearer? Do I sound more pitched? You let me know. I swear, on my end, I am not having that issue whatsoever. It sounds like it's fine to me, and it seems like it's okay, so... I don't know, I think it's just the chat right now on our Discord channels. Well, I got a thumbs up when I said that, so I'm presuming that everything is working alright. James Manor is saying, looks good to me, bud. Alright, awesome. Thanks, man. Well, at least I know I'm not going completely crazy today. Alright, so here we go. 10 to remain, and then it will be time to talk with our friend the Marauder, and then we'll see what happens here in this inversion. Our field right now is going to stretch back out into the fight zone. Trey Whitehead and Nathan Meyer will be the two front runners here. Gar Snyder and Jason Taylor, ignore that little top spot for them. Right now they are currently trying to get put back into the right place in the right spot. So position-wise, they're not ahead of Meyer or Whitehead. That's just unfortunately a timing issue right now. They are running with the no caution laps counting, so that is why that issue is kind of sprung up on our end. We still have not been able to figure out why it does that. Building it back into the restart zone now. They'll lean them off the charge and back to the corners. And this could get very, very interesting here in a minute. For Lawrence and Whitehead, I think really it's going to be all about hanging on. They'll be like a rat in a trap, though. They're going to have nowhere to hide because with Harris and Lawrence, they will not give them any breathing room. Here we go. Back to the green flag restart, and it's back underway. Driving hard through the corners here. Look out for Whitehead. Here comes Triple Trey. Well, you heard him say earlier, he said he just found an opening. He said it was time to go. Well, he's definitely got time to go, and he's got 10 lap. He'll have a 10-lap shootout with some fresh set of tires. Everybody moving hard to the field, but the problems can't be said same for the boys up behind. Right now, problems for Thacker and Young. Sheldon Pearson got tagged in there. Whoa! And we got one flipping completely upside down. Janzik, that's the second time he's been doing that tonight. Janzik cannot catch a break in this one. And he's not going to get another break in this either here, unfortunately. We'll take it back down, take a look at the replay here now and see what transpired here. I don't even know for the life of me what happened. They got a fresh, clean slate on the truck, and then all of a sudden everything else went to the dust. Here you can see him backing off. Still got tapped in by Thacker, and he got hit so hard he just flipped the truck completely over. I don't know, maybe that thing is just made a paperweight or what he did to it, but I know he likes to drive it loose, but I think that might be a little too loose if you ask me. Might be a little lighter than it should be in this case. Take a look at what happened here for the 56 here. Unfortunately, this is where it all started. Looks like he drove it hard up on in the corner. Did not get touched by the 69, but unfortunately, Young went into the wall off of turn 4, got into the 56, and then Thacker just kind of grazed up on Janzik, and then Janzik got decided he wanted to apply himself into a rollover contest, and I think he might have won it for the night. He's had multiple rollovers, and somehow he still is driving out here. I don't even know how you do that. Well, we'll take a listen in down here and have a listen off with the 51 Aero Charles Whitehead. Charles, it's been kind of a wild ride for you and your crew, but race here tonight, you're still hanging in there. How's it feel right now to be up in the fight?
Well, it's feeling great. I ain't really been up here very much, so
yeah,
hopefully I can finish it out.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've really kind of seen you in this position and this kind of momentum burst here. What's been the change there? Has it just been kind of laying off and letting everyone else wreck themselves out, or what are you doing there?
Just laying back and my team helping me out. That's it.
Well,
they're giving me pointers on how to drive this thing.
Well, it certainly seems to be working, my man. We'll see if it comes to finish out to the rest of this race here. So our best wishes of luck to you and your crew.
Oh, thank you.
So Olsen Performances, Charles Whitehead and Eli. Hi, buddy. How you doing, man? Olsen Performances, Charles Whitehead having a little bit of a chat there for a second. Right now, field ready to stretch him back in here. Kevin Ward, the Grinch, number 112, been kind of damaged up a little bit more than I think he was hoping for. We'll see if that is going to be enough, though, to run off the track and run through the field. Double filing them up here one more time by, and then we will restart them off the corners. They will only have 8 laps remaining before we hit this one down for the final segment. And despite this being only a 70 lap race, remember though, they are still running with the cautions not counting, laps not counting. So that means every time they cause a wreck or they get into an issue, they have to let off and they have to loosen up a bit.
Hey there, here's your in-race reporter, the Marauder.
Oh my goodness, I was wondering when he was going to pop
and his
in.
sidekick, the Wild Child.
And the Wild Child. We got 2 for the price of 1 here, folks.
Man, I'll tell you what, how about this race?
I would say it's been a bit of a wild one going down here. What the heck's been going on with you guys tonight?
If it's on the track, I've probably hit it tonight. So we're all out of fast repairs and hoping we can finish this sucker out good.
Well,
it's been a lot of fun, man.
Well, you've hit more things than I think you've hit Janzik on the track lately. And I know Child's probably laughing his tail end off here, knowing that he's not the one getting the bumper this time.
Yeah, I know, right? Janzik's the only thing I haven't hit, unfortunately.
I wouldn't say that, because earlier you did get Wilcox, and that somehow magically got Janzik out of the way there. So I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel better then.
You can look back on the tape, but I mean, either your Spirit literally had another truck side by side with him, and it went up and took him, or you had some kind of glitch graphic gremlin you paid off to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, man. I was just right behind Wilcox, and looks like they all checked up, and I had absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough spot there. I gotta ask you though, if since you're an in-race reporter, we've heard constantly all night long that this track has been kind of slick and kind of hard to really handle with the corners. How bad's it been for you when you're gonna have to get those fresh set of tires for a cold set?
Yeah, man, them fresh sets of tires and cold tires are pretty slick if you go too hard for the first 2 or 3 laps. Then it suddenly goes tight for a little bit, and then it goes back to loose. So, you know, but for that last 10 lap run, man, we're gonna go flat out as we can go for 10 laps and see what happens. But yeah, she's a little slick out here tonight.
Well, we'll see what happens here as we're about ready to get back to the restart zone, and I guess you hang with me for a little while. James Mandarin, by the way, thanks, bud. Have a good night. Get yourself some rest, brother. All right, we're going to head him back down turns 3 into 4. You see that 4 there? Yes, he is on the line with us, folks, so you may hear him gruntle or get a little fun in here. So don't worry, I made sure that we put a beeper on his mark if he tries to cuss at us, so we'll get him out of here if he does that. He knows the rules.
No, that's not going to happen.
I bet better not, otherwise I'll have to fine you a few bucks for that one. All right, coming down the restart zone out of turn number 4, and it is going to be Triple Trey coming to play Whitehead and Nathan Meyer battled out here on the restart zone. Green flag back on out. It's time to bring him in. And Eli, right now, man, you've been watching this race from start to finish here. Which one really has been kind of the guy that you've been keeping your eye on the most? Because it seems like multiple drivers have been just kind of tail whipping this thing around the track and really fighting for everything they got.
Oh, I don't know. It's Robbie's looked fast. Nathan's been fast all night. Craig was up front for a while. Harris, if he can stop hitting stuff, I think he'd be up there too. But I don't know. I don't think there's one solid favorite so far.
Well, the funny thing is, speaking of hitting stuff, we heard Meyer say earlier on that Lawrence is pretty good and pretty fast to run with when he doesn't hit the wall. Thing is, Lawrence hasn't even touched the wall all day long. And meanwhile, Meyer has come pretty close to it, and everyone else has actually kind of touched that wall a little bit here. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe Lawrence was listening in earlier, and he's trying to make sure that Meyer is well aware that this little rivalry of theirs is not exactly going to go off on the right foot if he thinks they're going to be hitting the wall all the time like he's been kind of jammering him about.
Oh, yeah, I think, it's still early, I guess. We're coming to the 10 to go, so we'll see if Robbie can keep his composure.
Yeah, we'll have to do a lot more than just keep his composure right now, as currently we're falling down with only about 5 laps remaining here in this segment. But here comes the Mullen Man on the inside. Whitehead may have over-abused those tires a little bit on that last restart, because now it is the Mullen Man that puts the Blaster Master into the race lead for the first time in a while tonight. He's looking to try to give himself a little bit of breathing room and look for his first win of the season. It's been a wild season to say the least, but he's had a rough go around multiple fronts multiple times, as even the Marauder now is trying to get back at him here with this one. Well, all 3 drivers, including Sean Bounty, now kind of moving the chains in ever so closer. Right now, hard charge of the night goes to the 21 spots of the number 2's Russ the Full Bore Kilgore. He is currently in the 6th place spot, representing it well, but unfortunately for him, he's also going to have to deal with the inverted timing and the inverted position with that random draw. 5 through 10 will be inverted with the 4 laps to come to an end. And the Mullen Man right now currently holding on for dear life, just hoping for the best and hoping to keep Harris in his rearview mirror. He knows he'll go get a fresh set of tires and he'll do much of the same. Now, Eli, I'm going to say this real quick. If you're a driver out here and you haven't gotten a full set, and you're not going to go get a full set of tires for that final 10 laps, how many positions do you think you need to keep the guys behind you that do get a full set of tires if you're in the driver's seat?
Oh, I mean, if you don't have a set of tires for the last 10 lap segments, you are going to be in a world of trouble. These new tires are just Charlotte's not as bad as Atlanta or Michigan Auto Club, those tracks that really eat them, but tires really matter here at Charlotte. So I think if you ain't got a set left, your chances of winning are pretty slim.
Stop taking my air, Robbie.
Well, I try to warn you guys, Harris wasn't an in-race reporter, and he is going to talk a little bit about what he's thinking down there. So, you heard him just.
Yeah, he saw me around the high side and he took my air off my front end in 1 and 2 that last lap.
And that, folks, is why you always want more speed and more horsepower in a truck or a car, so you avoid the dirty air nonsense.
He pulled a Joey Logano.
Yeah, put a Logano on you when you're a Harvick at Kansas Speedway.
Exactly.
Coming up on the final laps here of the segment here, Lawrence being able to block off the Marauders' run, but the thing is, he's not going to have a lot of time to thinking too much about this, because in the final segment, with only 10 remaining, it's do or die time for all these drivers. It is going to be get and go to the pit road. They will hit him off.
All right, you ready for the random draw?
Have at it, brother.
Let's do this. 5 is our number tonight. 5.
5 is a number.
So the top 5 will be inverted.
Top 5 are going to be inverted here, so this is going to be a wild scenario coming up here. So, top 5 right now, if I'm judging my system here, Trey Whitehead, Russ Kilgore, William Mann Jr., Nathan Meyer, Jonathan Diamond, and Charles Whitehead. And I don't know if I've ever said underdog story or Cinderella story come to life, but that is what I'm looking right now is certainly a Cinderella story come to life for Charles. And I know we poke fun of him all night and all season for about being a bit of a Paul Tracy for the incidents issues, but give him credit where credit's due. He can race with them, and he is right now being a Cinderella story come to life here. He has a chance at possibly doing the unthinkable of getting into the top 5 or even more so here in this one, folks. This could be interesting. So Eli, now knowing if you're top 5 and you're getting inverted in as a driver, what is your mindset? Do you just kind of go hammer down and full throttle, or do you try to hopefully find an opening with 5 or 3 to go and then just hit it down? Oh, never mind, folks. He kind of ran off from us here. I didn't even know they ran off, guys. I'm sorry about that. See, that's the problem with the in-race reporters and all of them. They just run off when they feel like it. Tyler Meeks coming on board saying Nathan and Craig about the shake and bake, Tyler. That it could be very much the case here. By the way, why are you not racing with us here tonight, man? Usually we see it here. Tyler Meeks, ladies and gentlemen, obviously drives that number 35 here. You'll see him back out on the track here, I hope, sometime tomorrow night here, as we'll be down at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Champion Power Equipment Cup Series. As kind of noted from obviously what the NPR boys played a little earlier today. This could certainly and very much well be a very, very interesting circumstance and situation coming up. We've seen hard racing, we've seen wild racing. Now I think we're about to witness something really insane. Which one of these drivers will be able to hammer down and keep the victory here? We're about to find out here in just a little bit. Meeks saying we're called on his end tonight. That sucks to hear, man, but thankfully it's good to hear you at least coming on board here with the comment section, at least letting you know we're here. Top 5 have indeed been inverted. Trey Whitehead will be your race leader on the get-go. Caleb Forsythe, Sean Bounty, and the Mullen Man Robert Lawrence will play right behind him, and the Marauder James Harris will find himself in a little bit of a hassle, a little bit of a go-around. Russ, the full-bore Kilgore, just for the record tonight, folks, he started back in dead last. The 27th spot. He has an unbelievable, unique opportunity to walk away with not only a cool $50, but a race win here. And do not count out the man beast, William Mann Jr. You saw earlier, he was pushing some limits and pushing it straight through the floorboards. Every single one of these drivers in this hunt right now have all had a trip and a visit to pit road to get this last bit going for them. So that really could be the difference maker between success and failure here. This could very well much induce and change the landscape and the playing field for every single one of these drivers. For Trey Whitehead, it's all about just getting a great restart and staying ahead of the curve. Don't burn the tires up too quick. Don't let them get too comfortable. For Sean Bounty and Caleb Forsythe, really, I think it's very simple as well. Make the pressure known on Whitehead. Don't let him off your front bumper. Don't let him off on your rear bumper. Make him think about it. Do not let him get ahead too far up, because Trey is pretty good when it comes to getting that run. He can keep it there for a while. Race fans, this time by. Final segment coming up. 10 laps remain. Somebody is walking away with a cool $50, and somebody might end up on the receiving end of a hard run, hard racing ordeal. Names you don't normally see up there in the top half are right in this hunt as well. This could go any which way to Sunday. Guys like Charles Whitehead and John the Diamond have always had speed and control, but this is the first time they're really putting an absolute limit and a test here. Guys like Nathan Meyer and James Harris have all been in this shoe before. They know what it takes to win. And for guys like Russ Kilgore and Caleb Forsythe, they're out to prove NPR is not just a part of the mid-pack. They're out to be a part of the top half. And now, the time has indeed come. Here we go. It is time to come off here, off the ledges, off the starts. Running him back down on the track out of turn number 4 this time by Let Him Wheel, Let Him Deal. Green flag is out. 10 laps remain. There's nothing else these drivers can do about it. They know they're going to have to go for it all here. On the restart zone, Trey Whitehead got a great jump. But remember, he's got 10 laps he got to deal with it, and a lot of drafting from these guys. Driver's going to move the chains through here right now. Forsythe going up top, and Robert Lawrence gets into the middle of it right there for Harris. Harris sends the 5 in down into the zone, and the caution flag will fly. Oh, wait. They have not that caution. Oh, they might want to get a caution out. Watch out. Oh, big wreck right there. Oh! James Harris went to the shallow rim into the heavens above, and pretty much like he said earlier, he just hits everything he sees tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, Robert Lawrence gets out of pit road, although he didn't get a cleanup job down there. That was an illegal move if he even tried it. But for James Harris, well, this race is pretty much done and over with. Let's look back at the replay and just kind of figure this one out. This was absolutely madness with a capital M for our marauder down there. Watch Lawrence, he drove it in way too hot, and you can see Harris had nowhere to go. Harris trying to get him out of the way, and then instead he just decided to get him out of his way. Lawrence did a pretty good job trying to save it, but he just was not able to keep it in one piece. And this is really where everything else just kind of transpired from that point. Let's take a look at the onboard camera here of Harris. This is what happened for him and his team there. This is a wild mess up here for him and his crew. Goes to the bottom. There's the spin. You can see he's backing off. He's trying to let him out of there. Gets him out of the way. He tries to get back into the pack. Tries to race it off. But you can see just being slower all around. He just kind of found himself in the wrong end. And then next thing you know, gets sent out of here and pushed around. And truck just gets thrown around like a rag doll. And that's what the results end up being. One more look at it from another camera angle here. This will pretty much kind of get you guys what everything needs it. Cuts right in front of the 56. Dacker drives up a little bit, gets the 4, then Givens comes in, and then everyone else is like, where do we go? Well, do or die time now. Absolutely wilding, to say the least. Wow. Well, that is an absolute tough break there for our drivers and everyone in there in between. So on the restart, we'll have 8 remaining. We only got 2 laps in. Trey Whitehead will still be race leader. Sean Bound and Caleb Forsythe will be right behind him. Russell Fulmore, Kilgore, and the man be Man Jr. now having a really good opportunity here to strike big. That is, if this madness does not calm down a little bit, though. This is one heck of a just absolute stunner of a race and completely all over the place kind of machinery here. And I'm loving every minute of it. Again, it is the All-Star race, so I mean, there is not points on the line. It's all just money on the line. But you know, as well as anything with these drivers, they want to still put up a fight. They want to still put on a really good show. Well, restart zone coming up, and right now, if your name is not in that top 15, you might as well consider your race kind of done over with, because right now positions are getting far and far in between. 7 will remain on the restart. Or excuse me, 8 still, sorry. So, Trey Whitehead, Sean Boundy, Caleb Forsythe, Russ Kilgore, William Mann Jr., all on this hunt. And remember, this does count and is an official win here on P2 Race TV. Doesn't matter if it's an all-star race, it's still an official win. If you can do it here, you get an official victory. And your name is cemented in legacy and with power and pride in my mind. I've only won so many times here on PC Racing TV, and honestly, it's still, every time you can, it's the most satisfying and most rewarding feeling ever to be able to do, and this is certainly no different here. We will come off the clutches of our race zone, and we're going to fire them back down once again. There are some names right now that have never won here on PC Racing TV that are looking to get that very, very first win, or at the least a top 3 finish. But which one will it end up being here that gets it? The restarts tell the tale, and really could be the difference maker here. They're going to have to watch those starts here and get those tires warmed up just enough. The Green Mountain Grill restart zone, we're back underway. Firing off hard, firing down quickly, every driver for themselves. Huge draft zone being put into limits here. You see the man beats firing off on the Nathan Meyer here. Look at Meyer though going down low. Here comes 3 wide salute entering in the turn. He's going to go for broke. He's going to get Forsythe in there, unfortunately. Forsythe gets tagged in by Meyer and cost him an entire race length. Forsythe is going to get sent back to the outhouse and try to fight to work off for another day. Oh man, Nathan Meyer ends up catching up beats of every single one of them there, but ends up losing time for it. And Man Beast Wayman Jr. somehow able to keep it alive here. Yellow flag is out. Whoa, Charles Whitehead, watch out, bud, watch out. Slow her down, man. Well, I'm not sure if that was Forsythe that started that caution to begin with or what happened there. All we know is the caution did come out. Let's take a look at the replay here. Take a look up front here at Forsythe. See if we can find the camera angle here that had him. There he is. There, we'll take a look at it now. Here's what happened. I don't know if this is what started the caution though. We'll have to watch from full start to finish and then see what happened to Whitehead there. Here's the move that got Forsythe in trouble. And again, it's just so late in the game, you have to make moves where it counts and most. Meyer goes up a little, Forsythe goes down a little, both drivers connect and collide in for a little bit of a runoff there. And unfortunately for Forsythe, it just was not what he wanted to see happen, and it was certainly not what he was hoping for. And that's where the caution came from. Lawrence and Forsythe getting into it there, and Charles Whitehead gets into the wall protection. Tires were burnt up a little bit. He backs it down and taps it again there, so I don't know how much damage he suffered. Looks like he suffered quite a bit on that right side, so that might kind of end his Cinderella story hopes tonight. And this is just getting crazier and crazier by the minute. And I'm telling you right now, Triple Trade, the more he sees these cautions, the worse feeling he's going to get, because that means his restarts are going to become even harder and harder to have to work off from. The main reason I say that is for one good reason, and that's because you have a overall issue in control and steering here. And the tires really hit more than they really want to. Double them up once again. The lights are now off on the pace truck. We are going to get this race finished up one way or another, race fans. This one's not ending till it's over with. What a wild, chaotic race it's been. And the thing is, we're just getting closer to the playoffs, and I guarantee this race may end up tampering a few tempers here and really make things a lot more difficult next week when they come back out on the track. Remember, there's a championship on the line in the coming weeks here, and this race could get a few drivers a little bit more discouraged and a little bit more on the rivalry side of things. And there's one thing we've learned in the playoffs: don't start a rivalry, and it could end up coming back to haunt you. And we'll see if that is the case here at the green flag restart zone. We're back underway here. Man, Beasley Man Jr. did not get off the line the way he was hoping for, and that's really slowed him down badly here. Russ Kilgore, Sean Bounty getting a great jump, including even Jonathan Diamond in that mix. Off the gun, down the back straight away here. They field him into position, every single driver for themselves here. Looking for opportunities where they can get it, looking for chances where they can see it. And maybe I'm going a little crazy here, but it looks like the Manbees actually is getting some speed back underneath the hood there. Kevin Kushur giving a little poke tap to the number one, Nathan Meyer. And Danzig one more time. They was trying to fight it out to get to the top, and he still ends up on the wall protection on the front straightaway. Caution flag is out. Him and Charles Whitehead crashing down there. Charles comes to a dead stop here. And just when it looked like there may have been a little changing here, a little bit of a speed difference, everything just kind of got sent out of place, and yet again, more trouble to be had. Let's take a look at the replay. Meyer gets tagged here. Jantic drives it slightly in, and Kevin Krasher gets a piece of him there, and unfortunately gets everyone all out of topsy-turvy once more. Charles Whitehead, we just barely missed on that one there. We'll take a look on this end here. We're going to take a look and see what happened with him. Came off corner number 4 and gets a tap there from Gillard. Robert Gillard just giving him a little love tap there, and Robert Lawrence, unfortunately, oh my goodness. Robert tonight just cannot get out of his own way and out of his own brakes. Holy smokes. Well, earlier I said Robert Lawrence has had a bad season for a multitude of reasons. Well, I think this is really a perfect example of just how he's feeling about this race in this season. I think really just entirely. For the record, well, you're probably wondering at home, what is he doing? He's got a blow motor, and he doesn't have any momentum to try to get that thing back in straight, so he's just using the reverse right now. I think he's really hoping it'll get to pit road, so he could just get it so he could just at least get it less of a tow. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna really start the race with him doing that. They better be very careful, because this could get ugly. 4 laps to go. Bounty and Kilgore got a great jump last time. Will they get another jump here? Man Beast is still in this one, while Trey Whitehead really just trying to hope for anything left he can get here. Ooh, and Man Beast a little aggressive here. He said I'll use that bumper later. Well, he just gave us an idea what he might do with Bounty if he's not careful. The drama unfolding, the laps are winding down, and now it's really turned into just a who can get it and who will go kind of moment. Whitehead knows if he does not get off the line here, he is going to be in trouble. He will be the man to start it. He's got to not spin those tires, and he's got to set the field in right at the right time. Watch the pace truck come off of the turn, and watch the drivers just point blank send it and book it on in. Whitehead with another strong restart. Kilgore and Bounty will follow behind. Meyer now intervening as well here, putting the number 1 now back into the fight, goes straight to the inside zone. Hard charge here from the DuPont number 1. Firing him down into the legs here of this race. Bounty to the inside, looking for a runoff on Kilgore, trying to get it to stick, and he hanging in there. He will, just enough to get around Kilgore, but he's not going to get enough speed to get past him. He gets him in the inside here. Right now, Meyer and Man Beast trying to draft off of one another to help get to Whitehead. They're running out of laps, so time's running out. Look at Man Beast. He puts a bumper to the 1. And Meyer goes up to the top side. Here comes the Man Beast on the inside, but doesn't have enough runoff on the corner exit. They'll have 2 laps remaining here, and Bounty's going to drive it right up into Kilgore. They connect there for a side-by-side duel. Whitehead is loving every minute of this. He knows this is helping his chances. Trying to see what happens next. Man Beast with a big push and a big hit there on the 34. The bump and run does not get the 34 out of his way, though. They're running out of time. Time is running out. 2 to go, and this time by we'll have a white flag coming high. Meyer gonna drive it in deep, make it stick. Bounty gets a little loose there from the 29. How much damage did that affect on both ends of the driver's spot? Trey Whitehead, though, with the race lead. White flag is out. Coming off the ends here, every driver for themselves. They won every ounce of this one. Kilgore gets sent to the shadow room, gets into Diamond and a Bounty. They wreck him off of the back straightaway. They say somehow they'll save it. Meyer firing hard. He's got the Man Beast to deal with, but out of 3 and 4, Trey Whitehead escapes with a win in the 33 Buffalo Springs. How he was there. Oh my. Well, I'm not sure what on earth happened to the Man Beast and Meyer, but Meyer will somehow, some way, keep it ahead of Man Beast by about 100 of a second, but I guarantee that was more of 1,000 of a second, judging by the line. Man Jr. just comes up short once again for Whitehead. A little redemption. He is your All-Stars race winner here tonight. And you know the boys are going to give him a little bit of grief for this one. Gets $50 and comes away with a solid race to end it all. Think he ain't gonna enjoy this one or the bank? I would probably be celebrating as well if I was him. Take a look at the race results now as he gets his burnouts presented by Green Mountain Grills. Here's the results. Look at the times here. Whitehead just barely ekes this one out. Meyer and Manbeast would go pretty much dead to the line, but unfortunately it would go this time to Meyer. Man Jr. coming third, fourth to Bounty, fifth to Brock Whitehead. So the Whiteheads come away in top 5. First time I think we've ever seen a brothers duo come up in top 5 like that. Kevin Kersher comes up a solid 6th place. Great job for the defending champion here at the All-Stars event. 7th to Robert Wynn and Robert Wynn Jr. So father and son, top 10. How about that? 9th to Jason Taylor and John the Diamond coming away 10th, rounding out your field. Well, before we go ahead and take a look at our top 3, I just want to see one little thing here. What the heck happened on that last corner? Here's Bounty and Manbeast. Clear cut move there by the Manbeast. Meyer gets very loose here. And that's what happened. So Meyer was loose, lost it in the turn, and Man Jr. just barely clips him, but got him far enough out of his way at least to avoid the wreckage. But unfortunately, I don't think Meyer is but thankfully, I think Meyer's gonna be a little bit calmer, cooler, collected about that one in this case. No, it definitely was not on purpose, but nevertheless, race fans, let's take it down now and talk with our top 3 drivers tonight. And the Manbeast, he is going to join us in now. Race fans, here he is, here in the 29. And, man, you had a lot of work to do to get into this top 3. It looked like at one point, if you just had some laps, you may have had something for the crew up there.
Yeah, the constant restarts made it a little bit difficult. I just think it's kind of funny that I got beat by Nathan backwards as I try to clip him on the way to the line. That's kind of funny. He beat me by a right rear fender the wrong way.
Yeah, right rear fender the wrong way. Pretty much pulled a Ricky Bobby on you. We did take a look at that replay. That was kind of a wild little end there. He came off the corner just a little too hard, and everything just kind of got all topsy-turvy and which way to Sunday. But you at least were able to still put up a good fight and a good showing for you and your crew here, to say the least.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I knew I was going to make some freaking noise, and I kind of played a little bit of strategy, making the tires stretch, and then I know Nathan had a really fast truck tonight, so I kind of was a jerk towards the end of one of the longer runs, and I tried to do my best to keep him behind me and to keep him double wide behind us. That way, keep just a little bit of helping try to keep the fastest guy behind us, and it worked out in the long run. It made it harder for him to get up there, and I feel like Trey's gonna have to mail me a little bit of them pesos.
I think he may have to, but nevertheless, Manbeast, is there anybody you want to thank you for this top 3 here tonight, man?
All right, appreciate you, man.
Do you have anyone you want to thank, brother?
Hey, man, I like, Green Mountain Grills, Champion Power Equipment as always. All the admins that put these leagues together. And, my family and my family business that helps fund my fun. And all the guys that stick it out every week. It ain't always pretty, and sometimes it sucks. You don't want to be here, but even on the bad nights, it's always a good night to be racing with some good friends across the nation, so. And you too, man. I appreciate being, pedal to the metal, doing what you guys do.
I always appreciate your time here, Manbeast. Congratulations, man. What a day it has been for you and your crew.
That was great, man. You have a good evening.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Southern Speed Motorsports, the number 29, the Manbeast, William Mann Jr. Nathan Meyer now going to join us in here. He's your second place driver here tonight. And right now, as he joins us in here, Meyer, good to see you back here in the booth with me now. Obviously, you said earlier to some trash talking at Lawrence, and it looks like I think you need to kind of back the trash talking down a little bit because you ended up spinning out with your rear end, only saving your butt to win this one against Manbeast. But what a finish, to say the least.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna catch Trey there at the end, so I was like, well, I'm either gonna brake check man or I'm gonna spin out right in front of him at the end. So I just decided to spin out. It was more fun.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you had to choose one over the other, I mean, it certainly is a way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, man, thanks for a good finish. I'm sure it was funny to watch.
Yeah, well, we went back and looked at it, and it was very interesting to watch, to say the least. But at the end of the day, though, man, you're still walking away here with a second place finish. So who do you want to thank for that one?
Yeah, man, that was really fun. Thanks for you guys for doing this always. Green Mountain Grills, of course, champion, all the fun stuff that we get to do. So, yeah, it was fun.
Certainly indeed. Well, nevertheless, we appreciate you coming on board, and we'll see you come tomorrow night as well as next week here on the show as we resume the playoffs picture.
Yes, sir. I'm ready for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the number one, Nathan Myers. He's going to hop back into that truck and get back settled down here. The one, though, is going to walk away with the victory, is one of the 33. He came indeed to play Triple Trey Whitehead. And Trey, we talked earlier about it, man. You said you had pretty much that giddy up and that go. You were looking for it. You got it this time.
Yeah, I was looking good on the long run, and I didn't know how it was going to shake out. And then that inversion came through clutch, man. It gave me the race lead for the last 10 laps. Came in, got that fresh set of tires, and it was all about attrition after that, making sure you were in front of all the mayhem.
Certainly.
I would say Bounty was a little faster the first few laps, but I was able to hold on to it because of a couple of yellows. And yeah, oh my goodness.
You seemed like everything was just kind of firing on all cylinders and trying to hang into the end. But, I mean, if you're going to look at this one from multiple angles, I mean, what was really the thing that kind of scared you the most when it came to just kind of hanging on for dear life here?
Well, excuse me. It's something about these all-star races, man. Got to start off. I always have a chip on my shoulder because my first win in the whole fast and fun area, came in the Cup All-Star race. I believe it was last year, a couple seasons ago. And every all-star race, man. Excuse me again. I try to show up, and like you said, the scariest part here was not knowing how good I was on the short run because I was so easy on the car, or excuse me, on the truck on the short run. I was just hoping I wouldn't push it too hard because I do have a habit of spinning it on cold tires. But I mean, we were able to hang on, and the tires were really good to us. And like I said, that inversion came through clutch, gave us the lead, and I just didn't want to look back. So.
And you did, so you ain't gonna look back on this one other than a little bit of pride and happiness because you're the champion here in the All-Stars race here at Charlotte. So my friend, I gotta ask you, who do you want to thank for that one?
Yeah, so definitely Ryan at Sizemore Motorsports. Oh, excuse me again, I got the coughs. Buffalo Springs Barbecue on the car. Excuse me, truck. I always say car. But yeah, this will probably be my last season running them. I am moving over to a new sponsor, so you'll see that one soon. But yeah, definitely Buffalo Springs for being on the car all season long. Clegg, team owner, over here at our team. So it's been a long season so far. Excuse me again. Just glad to get the win off our back and be able to go out and try to win some more of the season. So
congratulations, Trey. You're the winner here for the All-Star race here in the Trucksters, man. Congratulations.
Yep, appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Triple Trey, he has indeed come to play, walks away with the W, and a big thank you again to the Green Mountain Girls crew and, of course, Green Mountain Girls themselves for help sponsoring the show, sponsoring these races. Guys, this is it. We're going to go tomorrow night, and then it's off for Christmas weekend for ourselves and the crew. But for all of us here at P3's TV, enjoy it while it comes. We're going to be here with you guys tomorrow night. Fast and Fun Champ Power Equipment Cup Series coming to you live, but for now, we thank you for tuning in. We hope you liked your reaction and liked the show. If you liked what you've seen, subscribe on YouTube and follow us here on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in.